Hi guys, it's Mary Jo from Mary Jo's Creations. Welcome back to my channel. If if you've been here before and you're back again, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Those of you who comment, thank you. Y'all are so nice. And I'm so grateful to have all of you here. Ooh, sorry, that was my finger. And for those of you who are new here, I'm Mary Jo, and I like to crochet, and I make my own patterns, and I just want to share with you the things that I make, and you know, the little things that I do. I do not follow patterns because I have a difficulty with it. I have ADHD and dyslexia, amongst other things. But, I just have hard time following things. So I learned how to do things myself. And, I want to share that. I want to share the things that I make and sometimes the way that I make them. So if you want to follow the insanity that is my life, you're more than welcome to. You can hit the scribe. Wow. Yeah, you'll get a lot of that. You can hit the subscribe button. I've just about lost my mind. And, there's not much there. Did I just connect it? Yes, I did. Did I turn it? I don't know. Ooh, sorry. Today my allergies have been like really bad, and I took my allergy pill, and I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay. So right now what I'm doing is, I don't know if I mentioned it in one of my videos. Maybe my updating video. I don't know. Honestly, I'm sorry. My head is still all fucked up. Sorry. All messed up from everything that's going on. I did have a doctor's appointment today. Thankfully, my numbers for my thyroids are down, which means that my thyroid is working better. So that's great. But I'm still not feeling too well. And, between the fibrofog, the ADHD, the premenopause, and now the thyroids, my brain is all jacked up. So I apologize for any craziness. But I believe that I'm not sure. I can't remember. If I showed you the bag. I think I might have. I don't know what I was working on. Was I working on the cardigan or the bag? But anyway, I have 2 whips going right now, actively, that I am working on at this very moment. One of them is the green cardigan that is going to be coming off of my whip list when it's done. And hopefully I will be working on that the rest of the day. This shouldn't take me very long. What I'm working on now is my messenger bag. I wanted a messenger bag to carry around with me, and, I am completely, utterly obsessed with yarn. If you haven't noticed. So instead of, like a normal person going out and buying a messenger bag, I wanted to make one. Now, I kind of did it the same way as I did my tote. If you remember, if you saw those videos, that video of me making the totes, the first one I made was the pink one, which was in the Valentine's Day segment, and then I made those 2 blue ones. Now, I did not have, if you remember in those videos, what I used was the Walmart Mainstay yarn together with either loops and threads or the Big Twist, depending on the colors that I had. Now, I didn't have any Mainstay to go with this color to go with this bag. The only two colors I have left at this very moment in the Mainstay is navy blue or dark blue and purple. But I wanted a neutral color geared more towards like springy, so that I can wear it more often with whatever it is that I'm wearing. And I, because I have a lot of doctor's appointments coming up, and when I go out, before I started crocheting, which seems like, forever ago, I always used to carry a book with me, right? I love to read. So if I'm going to sit in a doctor's office for a long period of time, I do like playing games on my phone, but I'm not one of those. And also, my battery needs to last while I'm out. So playing games is not really beneficial to me in that point because I can't risk running out of battery. But I enjoy to read. And I want to get back to reading, which I haven't really done because of, number one, my head is just not there. I tried to read recently and I just can't retain anything. But I'm starting to feel a lot better. So, I want to get back into reading and I want to make time for it. Because yes, crochet takes up almost all of my time and I love it. But when my hands get tired, especially like, when the pain starts setting in or my hands get tired, I can't crochet for very long periods of time. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry, I had a call. What was I saying? Yeah, so when I made those bags, I made them with Mainstay, which is a like ropey yarn, kind of like what do you call that? Red Heart. But I'm not a Red Heart fan. When I work with it, it makes my hands feel like they're burning. Oh, I remember what I was saying. I can't crochet for too long. Normally about an hour and a half at a time. Depending on how I feel. But when my pain starts coming back with the fibromyalgia, my hands don't want to work. So I want to have a bag where it's big enough where I can carry a book with me. So if I need to take a break from crocheting at that moment, if I can't crochet anymore, I still have something to do and not just sit there, because that, with my ADHD brain, no, I can't sit and not have anything to do. That makes my anxiety go through the roof. So I wanted to make a bag that was big enough, like a messenger bag with a flap, where I can put what I need, which is like, whatever documents I need, medicine, stuff like that. Because I have quite a few doctor's appointments scattered throughout the month. And I also wanted it to be big enough where I could stick, a book, my day planner. I have one that's travel size that I could take with me, that all I'm putting in there, the only thing I'm putting in there is going to be my doctor's appointments or any appointments that I have to, because, now, because of this whole situation, I have quite a few doctors that my doctor wants me to see, and I want to keep track of it. So I'm going to have a notebook, planner, I got one that's small to fit in my bag so that all that's going to be in there is my doctor's appointments. They are going to be in my regular planner that I have for my personal use. That's a bigger one, like an 8x11 or something like that. And that I put everything in. But I did want to have a small one because I don't want to carry that big one around with me. You know what I mean? But anyway, all that to say, I wanted to make a bag that I can put everything in. Even like my yarn. I can I normally don't take a big project when I go out to doctor's offices, right? So I just needed, I can always put it in a small bag and then shove that bag into this bag so that the yarn is not loose. But anyway, I wanted a big bag to make like a messenger bag so I could take with me as my purse, I guess. So I'm not carrying around 3 different bags. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I love it the way it's coming out. I'm just a little bit upset because I didn't have any mainstay, right? I think I just said that the only colors I had in mainstay in my house at the moment is blue and purple. I ran out of the white making those bags. And I haven't been able to get any. Now, I'm hoping that I might be able to get some today or tomorrow. But this bag is already almost done, right? And I really honestly do not feel like taking it apart. Because there's nothing wrong with it other than the fact that it's not as sturdy as the one that I make with mainstay. Because although, yes, it does stand up, right? Like, it's almost getting there. There is structure, and it does stand up, but it's not as stiff as if I use the, damn it, did I take the stitch marker out and not mark it again? Of course I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, it's on this one, so that's fine. It's not as structured and sturdy as it is with the rope style yarn that I like to call it. What that kind of yarn is called, like, honestly, I don't know. I'm sure there is a technical term for that kind of yarn, but the way it's like spun, it's more like, this is kind of like fluffy, right? And you could tell that this one, the dark brown, is the mainstay. The light brown is loop. No, Mary Jo, get it together. The dark brown is Loops and Threads. The light brown is Big Twist. So it is, the Loops and Threads is a little more sturdy, but the Loops and Threads is kind of fluffy, right? The mainstay, just like the Red Heart, is like a rope construction. Kind of like that yarn, if y'all were here during Vlogmas, if not, you should go watch it. The squares that I was making for my Vlogmas blanket in the, what I called the fancy yarn, that rope style thick yarn that's like very stiff, that's what I like to pair this with. So I use one strand of the mainstay, or, you know, like the Loops and Threads, which those are always in variegated that I've seen. But anything with that structured, that rope-like yarn is what I like to pair it with. So I did place an order in Walmart. I did my grocery shopping, so I did order a skein of yarn in brown. I don't know if I ordered one or two, but I had already started this bag, and I'm too far along to stop it. I'm not frogging this. So my thoughts were this. This one did come out a little bit, I think, too wide. So what I would like to do is, I'm going to keep this one just like this, right? I got to measure it and see if I need to go, how much more I need to go. But anyway, I'll do that once I get all the way around. Anyway, I'm going to keep this one, right? But when the brown yarn comes in, I'm going to make another one that's not as big as this one. The bottom, see how the bottom is? I probably could have made it like up to here. Right? I'm not sure. Like maybe up to here. This one right here. Maybe like 2 rounds less would have been good. And I was thinking that what I can do is make another one, but smaller, in the same style. So that way, you know, we have our totes, which I do want to make a bigger version of that tote, most likely this big, or maybe a little bit bigger. I don't know. I gotta see. My friend gave me a great idea. My best friend, she was like, go get some beach towels and make the frame, make the base, and then like put the beach towels, see if you can fit 2 in there, and then you'll know whether or not you need to make it a little bit bigger, right? So for those totes, I want to have 2 sizes. I want to have the smaller size that's just like a regular tote bag, and I want to have like a bigger size like this, so that you can use, like, if you want to go to the beach or to the park, and you can stick, you know, like, your beach towels or books to read. I know I'm not the only crazy person that walks around with books. You know, whatever you want in it. And I want to kind of do the same thing with this. So my idea is I can make a smaller one and use the smaller one for my bag and the medium-sized one for my yarn. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Sorry about that. So what I was thinking of doing was, what do you call that? Making 2 sizes, right? Making a bigger one, which is this one, and I can use this one for my yarn. And it's a little more pliant, right? So, and it's big, so I know I can fit any size, like a pretty decent sized project in here. And now that I'm getting the mainstay, I can make one in the mainstay with a loops and threads, because I think I have a nice color that'll go with that, and make a smaller version of this just by like the reducing the base by like 2 rounds. I think will be good, because I want to make it wider than the tote bag, but not as wide as this. So somewhere in the middle. And what I might also do is chain a little bit longer, so that way I can get the length that I want and not have it be as wide. Because that's what happened here, right? In order for me, I wanted this length, but in order to get it this length, I had to make the width higher. So I'm going to work on that. But I do want to make it in the mainstay, and I don't like next time, like if anyone wants a bag like this, then I'm just going to they're just going to be done in the mainstay. I'm not doing it with with both soft yarns, because even though I'm double stranding it and it is giving it some sort of structure, because the yarn is so soft, like fluffy, it's not, and it's not that it's that fluffy, but anyway, you know what I mean. It's not giving it that structure like the mainstay does. So when the mainstay gets here, I am going to make another bag, or at least start it, because I do want to start on that cardigan. I mean, finish that cardigan as much as I can. I would like to have it done by Monday. You know what I mean? I would like to have it done by Monday. Because I have an appointment on Tuesday, and I can't even think straight. And I would like to take it with me. Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. I have to look. My brain is just, it does not want to function right now. Damn it. I took it off again and didn't put it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I know I can get this bag done by tonight. That's the goal. And then hopefully work on that cardigan. And then I know that cardigan's going to take me a few days. That cardigan was what I was working on the last video, I think, that we had. The one where I gave the update. Because I believe I'm more than halfway through the back. I think I only have like 20-something rows left to do on the back side of it. And then I can do the split for the second part of the front. And I think that I might be able to do at least, the whole cardigan itself, like finish, because it's one piece, right? So it's the front side, then I split it off, did the back side, and now I have to split it off and like finish the back, split it off, and do the front side. And then stitch it up top. I think I'm going to crochet them together, the tops. I am going to crochet them. I just don't know if I'm going to slip stitch them or if I'm going to do a regular crochet. I'm not sure yet, but I want to get that done. And if I can get that done by tomorrow, and then hopefully just have to start on the sleeves, that would be good. Now, hold on, because I want to count and I want to measure, right? So, this is what it's looking like right now. And it's close to the height I want it. I do want it a little bit higher. So let me see. Not counting we have... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 rows, not counting the row where I like start building up. And now it measures about 7.5 inches. So I think where I was going for was 8 to 8.5. It's at 7.5 inches, which 15. I think I'm gonna do 2 more rows, because if I'm not mistaken, I think I said I wanted to do 18 rows, and then it's gonna have a row of single crochet around it. So in total, counting the row where I start building the walls, it'll come out to 20 rows. So I'm going to go do 2 more rows of this, and I'll just explain this to you now. What I'm planning on doing is, once I have it tall enough, I do want to do a round of single crochets to finish it off. And then what I want to do is I want to put the flap on the back here. And I have to figure out, I keep removing these and not putting them back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And the reason why I'm doing this, because I counted it out, is that it's the sides, right? So these little markers mark the side here, right? So I want to keep those, and that way I'll know where I can start the flap on the back and where I can put the strap. Now, the straps I'm going to crochet directly on here, so that's why I want the single crochet all the way around first, because I'm going to build off of that, right? I'm going to, and it'll already be, it'll, wow. I need to take a break. It will already have, you know, the outline. Because then what I'm thinking is, once I put the straps in and I put the back in, I think I'm going to go back and do 1 round of single crochet starting on like the flap and go all the way up and around, then go down, then go up the strap this way. No, I'll have to do that separately. So hold on, I'm trying to think. We would go this way. If we go this way, we go around this way, get to the strap, go up the strap, or wait. My mind has to think, because I would like to do it in one consecutive go, but I don't think that's going to be, that's not going to work. We would have to do the front half and then the back half. So we can go around this way, all the way around, and then do a single crochet coming back this way. And then we can go start here from this strap, go this way, go above the flap like this, come back this way, and then go around the strap and meet back there. And that way it'll all look, you know, more cohesive. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But once we do the body of the bag, I'm going to crochet the flap first and probably start like over here. I gotta count, but, and do the flap that's going to be long enough to go around the front and probably like up to here. But I want a long one, right? Like a wide one. And then once the flap is done, I'm going to do the straps and build the straps from the side here, and probably about like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 stitches wide, And just, or maybe if I'm going to do, I might not do the single crochet all the way around now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Y'all, if y'all have been here long enough, you know that my brain changes all the time. So I think that if I have the single crochet all the way around, I won't have to do that. I can just leave it the way it is and build the straps straight from the center and this and not have to go around. So I'm going to go do these last 2 rows and then I'll come back and show you because I also need a break. And I don't laugh at me, but I don't think I ate today. So I do need to go eat something. And then I will start working on this bag again. It shouldn't take me very long to do the last 3 remaining rounds, which is 2 in half double and 1 in single. That should be quick. This is how much yarn I have left. And I'm hoping that this will be enough to at least do the last 2 rows and the flap. I'm hoping. Now, what I was just thinking too is, do I want a crochet handle or do I want something else? No, I want a crochet handle. I'll do the crochet. So, like, if I don't have enough here, I know I have more of these colors, I think. But if I don't, I can always, you know, I know I have enough of this one because I do have more of this, which I kind of didn't want to use it all because I do want to make a neutral cardigan so that I can wear with the rest of my, like a lot of the sweaters that I have or tanks that I have that, you know, are variegated. And I wanted to have kind of like a neutral sweater that I could wear in case I wanted to wear like the sweater that I made that you saw yesterday. And I'm not sure what color I want to do it in yet. I have to see what I have a lot of. Because I think I would need like 4 to 5 skeins. Maybe 6, depending on the cardigan. And I need to have enough. Because I want to make it in one solid color. Every time I try to do something in one solid color, it never works out. Because I have a ton of yarn, but I don't have enough of one specific color to make one giant project. So I mix and match. Oh, my life. My life. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take a break. Go make something to eat. And what? Then I'm going to come back and finish this bag. And I'll let you know once the body is built up, how it looks. Like I said, it's almost there. But yeah, this is way too wide for a messenger bag that I wanted. I want it to be a little less wide. About 2 rows. So I might make the chain a little bit longer. I gotta, I think I wrote it down. I don't know. Bad Mary Jo. Bad Mary Jo. And also, like, I wanted to try something, right? So, I used a 7mm for this bag. I don't know if y'all could see. I used a 7mm for this bag. And honestly, I like the 6mm better. That's what I did the tote bags in. And I think I'm just going to keep it that way. Although this looks really nice. And I love the way it's coming out. maybe for like the beachier bags and like big bags like this is great. This will be great to carry around whips because it will fit a good size whip if I need to carry it with me, right? So like I have a doctor's appointment coming up next week. If I'm working on a sweater or something, because y'all know most of my whips are kind of big, I make wearables for the most part. Yes, I make bandanas, and I should get on bandanas because, you know, like, now is the time to make bandanas and bucket hats and all that summery stuff. But I have a whip of my granny square tank top that I'm making, and I want to be able to carry that with me. You know what I mean? And if I have a bag like this, it's big enough to put comfortably my yarn, my whip, and my notions bag, which is either this one or this one that I carry with me all the time. So that's that. There's that. And most likely what's going to happen is when the brown yarn comes in, I might mix it with yellow. So they're not like identical. Or cream color. That would look nice. Ooh, I think I have a nice like cream eggshell kind of color, like a beigeish kind of color in the loops and threads that I think is like only one skein. And I could totally use that for the bag and have like a brown and beige kind of thing going on. That would look nice. I think it's kind of like this color. But anyway, I'm going to go take a break. And I will make sure that I let you know where I am with the bag. Hopefully, it'll be done by like, I don't know, 6 o'clock. If it is, then I will, you know, like, I wanted this. I'm a little bit behind, you know, I haven't been filming, and I really wanted to get a video. Why does this look off? This looks so off, because it is off. Baby. What I really wanted to do was have this video go up today. Whether that's going to happen or not, I honestly have no clue. But if it doesn't get done today, it'll go up tomorrow. Because my schedule is off, you know? Like, I got really derailed with this, with all this health stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sure none of you want to hear me count, but sorry. Here, I'm not like most channels. I'm very real here. What you see is what you get. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody else. I'm not going to try and be, you know, all prim and proper and professional, because I am none of those things. I can be professional. And, well, no, we won't go that far. But anyway, it's just me, guys. I'm just being me. I'm not trying to be anything else. I'm just trying to show you how I come up with things. Like I said, I don't use patterns, so everything you see me make comes out of here. I get inspiration from all over the place, whether it's out of necessity or something I might like on Pinterest. And I also try to make it as simple as possible, because once again, I have ADHD, so I have to do things the way my brain understands it. And sometimes I think people make things a little too complicated, and I just like to figure them out myself. Not only that, although there are gorgeous patterns out there and wonderful designers, they make these beautiful, intricate patterns. A lot of those patterns, let's be real, have yarn eater stitches, which means that, those stitches require a lot more yarn. If you don't know what a yarn eater is, it's a stitch that uses a lot more yarn than a normal stitch to make that specific design. And even though they're beautiful and they're very pretty, they some things look absolutely gorgeous. I unfortunately don't have money to buy an extra skein of yarn just for a pretty stitch. I'm trying to make things that are, number one, simple. There are some things that look intricate that I've done that are very simple, but I like to use simple stitches, and I like to use the yarn as efficiently as possible, and I don't waste. That's why I get when I have scraps, I'll make blankets, because I do enjoy making blankets. And if you haven't been here since Vlogmas, I like making blankets, especially Granny Square scrap blankets. So anytime I have an excess amount of scrap yarn, especially in a bunch of colors that go together, for Valentine's Day, I did everything in different shades of pink. And for my birthday, which is in February, I made a purple sweater, and I think I did something else with purple, that I had a few scraps of purple laying around. So and by scraps I mean this. So what I'm doing with all that yarn, if you haven't seen a previous video of mine, I'm making a blanket. That's the whip that I want to work on next. So I think I said it in one of my other videos that my plan for the rest of this month is to work on an existing whip, and I can have one whip new at a time, so I work both of them. So I'm making something new, which is this, and I'm also working on this beautiful baby, which is the cardigan. And like I said, the back is almost completely done. I just need a few more rows in the back, and then we're going to split off for the front panel. I got to count how many rows I need, and I'm doing, both at the same time. Now this one right here, I do want it to wear it. It's going to be more like the reason why I'm making it this way is because I want to wear it more like kind of like a little coat. That's why the stitch is so tight. I want it to be more of a solid material. So I can have, if it's, chilly outside and it's too chilly for a granny stitch sweater, I can grab that one. And I want to make another one like that too. I already have so many ideas, but my friend wants me to make him one like that in black and gray, and I need to get this one done before I can do his, so that I know the measurements and the, I'm just making the pattern now. So we got to figure that out before I can make his. That's why I want to work on this whip first. But if you didn't watch the other video, and I know I'm all over the place, I'm sorry, bear with me. What I planned in one of the last videos that I did was I have 6 whips that I carried over from December, right? Left. We started out with 18. So, yay me. We frogged only one. Only one I frogged. And technically I frogged it. Yeah. That one I frogged completely. I can't remember what it is, but I have it written down. But I had 17 more. And I finished almost all of them. I have 6. 6 left. 2 of them I think I did turn into something else. I didn't like the way it was coming out. But like the V-neck sweater that I was making, that was originally, my birthday sweater was originally a V-neck sweater. And I did not like the way it was coming out. So I took it apart and restarted it. But it became my birthday sweater. So, you know, my amethyst sweater, I think I called it. So I did have 18 whips. I frogged 1. And I think I finished 11. I have 6 more to go. My plan is to work on 1 existing whip. And if I want to make something new, if I have something in my head like this, I can work on and off. Because if you know me, you know I like to have always 2 projects going at once. Because if I don't feel like doing this right now, I can pick the sweater up. Which at this moment, it's the only difference is that one is in the round and one is back and forth. Because I'm using the half double crochet on both of them. But anyway, what was I saying? I have no idea. I like to have 2 whips working at the same time. So until I finish all my 6 whips, the plan is to have no more than 2 whips going at the same time that I'm working physically on during the day. And hopefully I can finish one. And then, like, if I finish a new one, then I can start another new one. If I finish the old one, then I have to grab one of the 5 that are going to be left. The only one that I might not grab unless I'm actually sitting here, and it is going to be the very last one, is the blanket. The blanket that I have in the living room, because I cannot figure out for the life of me. I have to look and see what hook I was using. I have to figure it out. It's been a long time since I've touched it. So that's going to be the very last one that I work on. But I have 4 more before I get to that one. So I'm going to go take a break. And I will let you know the progress on this bag in just a second. Hey guys. Alright, so I think it's like 8 o'clock or something. I did finish the body of the bag, and I'm working on the, I guess, flap that goes over it. I'm only on the first row of half double crochets. So what I did was, I'll show you. I have the sides marked off. I don't know how accurate it is. I have to do it a little bit better to where, like, you know, I pay a little closer attention, or maybe mark it. Because I did have it marked when I did the increases around the corners, right? But I wasn't thinking right, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to need to know where the corners actually are anymore, because I'm just building it up. And I should have really kept the stitch markers in there so that way I would have known exactly where the corners were, and I would have been able to count. But that's okay. I did the best that I could, and I think that it's going to be fine. So I did start, I bind it off. I mean, I, like, you know, I guess, is that just a knitting term? I don't know. Anyway, I'm a little loopy right now. I did take a bit of a break, and then I did eat, and I started making dinner. And like I sometimes I make big meals because I like freeze them so that if I want something quick and I don't have time to make anything, I can just pull it out. Not that you need to know all of that, but so right now what I'm doing is the flap. So I don't know if I should have maybe like done what I did on the bottom, but actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's doing that on its own. I did one row of single crochet. So what I did was I did a round of single crochet after all the half doubles, right? And I did a round of single crochet to finish it off in the front. I'm still debating on whether or not before I add the straps, I'm going to go around the flap and do one more round of single crochet around the top of the bag. But we'll see how much yarn I have left, because honestly, this is all I have left. And I'm just hoping that it's going to be enough for the flap. If I have to, I'll do the straps in. I don't know if I have any more of the loops and threads. This one here. I don't know if I have any more of this color. I think this was probably the only one that I had. But if not, I will, figure it out. And probably do the straps in like the light brown and maybe a darker brown. I don't know. But it'll be okay. Every time I try to do something in one solid color, it never works out. But anyway, I'm working on the flap right now, and hopefully I should have it done before I go to sleep, because it shouldn't take me very long. It's only like, I don't know how many rows I'm going to do, but it's only like one section, right? I think it's 34 stitches, and that's not going to take very long at all. I can get a couple of rows done in half an hour. You know what I mean? Like, the whole thing might take me just about half an hour. I'm hoping that I have enough yarn at least just for the flap, and I will be good with that. But I just started it, and like I said, it is like bending on its own. So I'm hoping that it'll keep that shape so that way when I build it up taller, I'm not going to do it very tall. Like just enough to go around and maybe like land here. I don't want it to go all the way down. What I might do is maybe add some buttons, if I have some cute buttons. And, maybe make a few loops that I can, like, attach to the buttons so it can secure it. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to see how it goes. But I am going to work on this flap, and like I said, hopefully it shouldn't take me more than, I'm saying like maybe half an hour, 35 minutes, 40 at the most, because I am doing half doubles, right? So if I was doing single, it would take a lot longer to build the height. But since I'm doing half doubles, I'm guessing that maybe like 10 rows might be enough. We're going to play it by ear because, again, this is the first time I'm doing it. So, I'm sorry. I'm trying to film with my phone sideways, because I don't know. I don't like the long way how I was doing it, and I don't have a camera, right? The only thing I have is my phone. But I think it came out okay. You know what? Why don't y'all tell me which way you like me to have the camera? Do you like this style of the format of the video, or do you like the way I was doing it before, where I just stood the video up? I think that way you get like a better view of my hands, but I don't know. You let me know, because until I can afford to get a camera, I have to use my phone. I would love to get a camera and, you know, start using a camera, but then I would also need a computer. And I do have a desktop, but that's not going to... I have no sound on it, and I can't really edit my videos if I can't hear them. So I'm just a hot mess, y'all. I'm just a really hot mess. So anyway, I'm going to continue to do this. And like I said, I think about maybe 10 rounds, rows, 10 to 12 rows should be enough of half double crochet. We're going to see. And then it, depending on how it looks, I might do a round of single crochets around the whole entire bag. Now, what I just thought of was, if I do have to use different colors, or at least one different color for the straps, maybe what I can do is, what do you call that? Do like the outline. That's the word I was looking for. An outline around the bag in the darker brown, and work up the straps in that darker brown, so it kind of ties it together, so the straps are not all by themselves and there's like a border around the whole bag, and then we build the straps up. You know what I mean? Like, I can start, let's say, like right here, wherever I decide to put the straps, right? I can start here and then go all the way around the whole, like, outline of the flap, and then go all the way around this way till I get back to here, and then start building the straps. Like, do the chain and then go back and forth. I don't know how long I'm going to make the strap, but I do think that I'm going to need quite a bit. And again, I don't know what yarn I have. And I did order a skein of the brown yarn from Mainstay, but I only ordered one skein. And granted, the next bag that I want to make is going to be smaller, but I don't know if I'm going to end up using the whole thing, you know? These bags do take up a lot of yarn. And, I mean, in one way, it sucks that I have to, like, double strand it because I'm using double the yarn, which I normally don't like to do. However, the only reason I'm willing to do that here for the bags is because I love the structure. And you can only really get that when, unless you're using a 5 bulky weight, you know, and to be honest, like, with the price of how, like, the the chunky weight is normally smaller skeins, so whatever I would spend on buying a bulky weight that would be enough to make the bag, it's cheaper to just double strand. And, you know, and like, I'm okay with that. Because I honestly only do that for the bags and the conical hat that I made, which I definitely want to make another witch's hat for Halloween. Maybe a few in different colors. And I will probably do those around September. So that would be like a fun little video, you know, to spend a couple of days doing nothing but witches' hats. I don't know, maybe. I've only done one, and I honestly do not remember how long it took me. I think it probably took me a couple of hours. And it took me a little bit longer because it was the first time that I ever did that. And that I ever, like, double-stranded. And now that I've done quite a few bags with the double stranding, it is getting a lot easier on my hands. So I'm going to go work on this, and then I'll let you know an update before the night is over. And hopefully this video will go up tomorrow, which is Friday, because today's Thursday. And thank God tomorrow I don't have a doctor's appointment, because I've had doctor's appointments all this week except for, I think, Monday. And when I tell you I am so tired, I'm really exhausted from all these doctor's appointments and walking back and forth, and I'm still not feeling well. But anyway, you don't want to know about that. I'm going to finish this bag. Hopefully, the only thing I have left to do is the strap. And who knows, maybe I'll start on the strap today, depending on whether or not, depending on how tired I am. Because these last few days, honestly, I stopped crocheting around, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm done. I haven't been feeling well. And, you know, I need to rest my body. So I'll be happy if I can just finish the flap, and then all I have to do tomorrow morning is the strap. Because then what I want to do tomorrow is work on the cardigan and see how much of the cardigan I can get done. Because if I can get the rest of the body on the cardigan done by tomorrow, and then, you know, on Saturday and Sunday, I can finish the sleeves and the hood. I'm hoping that I'll have enough for the hood. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't know if I can get more of that yarn right now. But I hate when that happens. And I know I'm not the only one that happens to. You know, when you try to, like, especially when you're double stranding, because it gets, like, there's a lot of yarn. And then you try to go through all of them, and, like, if that first stitch is too tight, it's like the yarn gets stuck, or your hook gets stuck and it doesn't pull out all the yarn. But anyway, just me sitting here yapping for the last 15 minutes. I've done, hold on. Oh, I left that marked there. So what I really should do is move this stitch marker, put this over here, and mark this one down here. It's easier to count. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 half double crochets. 6 round rows of half double crochet. And it almost goes on the top of the bag. Right now, here we go. Let me see if I can show you this way. So it's almost, that's the actual width of the bag. So it's almost there. So if that's 6, if I have to take a guess, I'm saying like maybe 13 of half double crochets and then do 1 round of single crochet. Because see, I'm kind of loving when I do my edges very straight. I'm so proud of me. I do my edges very straight, and I love my edges. So I might not do the border around the edges, simply because I think they look so pretty. Just like the raw edges makes it look rustic and homemade, I think. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to work on this, and I'll get back to you before the end of the night.
One of the 3 runaways. You haven't?
Okay. So, I ran out of the loops and threads. And this is all I have left of the big twist. So, good thing is 2 more yarn skeins down. I don't know how many that is so far for this month, but it's at least 6, because it was 4 from the facets from the sweater and now 2 from this bag. And I believe I had used at least 2 from the other bag. This bag is bigger, so it did take more yarn, right? So now, I think it's okay though. Like, closed, it does go all the way down. Now, I do have to get the straps on it to really see how it looks. But if I have to make it longer, I finished it off with a half double because I didn't realize I was at the end. And I really didn't feel like taking it off. And I still don't know what I feel like doing, because I actually do like it the way it came out. And they are pretty straight. My edges are pretty straight. So I don't know. Once I put these straps on, then I'll be able to tell exactly what I want to do with it, right? So now I have to figure out what yarn I'm going to use for the straps, because this isn't going to be enough for anything. This is going to go in my scrap box. I have a little box where anything that's like really small like this, especially if it's a one-off like what I'm doing now, is just going in that box. And it'll either be for something that, you know, Um, I don't know if I want to do a scrap sweater, but, and again, we have so much time from now until Christmas that, you know, the scraps will build up. So it all depends. I'm not sure of what I'm going to do with the scraps that I have in there. But all the little tiny scraps like this, except for the pink, because I'm still working on the blanket, which is the next whip. I think that I'm honestly going to pick up is going to be that one to get the blanket out of the way, because honestly, it's getting warmer outside and it's getting, you know, spring is coming. I was going to say springy. It's going to be spring. So I figured that having a nice pink and purple blanket on my bed, like light pinks, like mixture of pinks and purples, would look really, really pretty for the summer, for the springtime, right? And then I'll see whatever yarn I have left. Whatever yarn I have left will go into the box that I have at the moment. So right now, all I have to do is get yarn for the straps and do the straps. Figure out exactly where I want to put the straps. I think I might do the straps right here. And once I get the straps, I'll have a better idea of how it falls. But I honestly do think that this is going to be good. But if I decide that I want to make it a little bit longer, I can always add length with whatever color I'm using for the straps. So I'm going to go see what colors I have, but I don't know if I'm going to work on that tonight. Ooh, I'm so sorry, because honestly, I think it's like 9 o'clock. So the flap took me about this much, took me about an hour, give or take. But honestly, it's coming out a little brighter on screen. It's actually more of like a brownish. It looks kind of taupe on the screen. I don't know. But I really like the way it's looking. And once I get the straps on, I'll be able to tell better. But I can't wait till this is finished, because I think this is looking really nice. And it's really kind of what I wanted. So it's not as tall as, you know, the tote bag, but it's wider and deeper. So, you know, like, it's longer and wider. So it might not be as deep, but at least it's longer and wider, so I can actually stick like more in here. Because the idea is right now I'm going to use it as my everyday bag until I can make another messenger bag that's not as wide. You know, I want to keep the length, but I want to make the width a little smaller. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. And, well, I know how to do that. I just have to make the chain longer. I just have to figure out how much longer I need to make the chain. And then do another messenger bag just like this, but not as wide. And that'll be good for me to carry my everyday stuff and use this as like a yarn bag. Because apparently I don't have enough bags. Now, I will be taking pictures of this, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want to do it. So, like, I'm trying to set up my website to, like, put up the stuff that I'm making for myself. And that, and do it for like custom orders, so that way if you want one like this, you can choose it and either choose the same colors, or you can customize it and make it your own order, your own colors, and it will be made and then shipped to you. I think that's the best way to do it, because right now, since I'm fairly new and I really don't have, you know, the business like I'm hoping it'll grow, to make stock and have, I don't have like that ability right now. So I think it's really good, especially now since I'm still really kind of making all the stuff and writing down my patterns and stuff like that. I think that's the best way to go. And you can order it and I will make it and I will send it to you if you want it. And I'm trying to figure that out. There are some items up on my website right now that are ready to ship. Some of the Hexie cardigans, the Hexie cardigans that are up there, the Granny Square market bags, and I believe, I don't know what else is there at the moment. I have to go sit down one day and go through it. It's just been very crazy for me lately, and honestly, I don't have the energy to do everything that I'm supposed to be doing. But anyway, I am going to go see if I have enough yarn, and if I feel up to it, I will do the straps. If I don't feel up to it, I will do the straps in the morning. But this will be finished by tomorrow, and I'm so excited because I really want to use it. But I'll see you in just a sec. Hey guys. So, alright. I'm not feeling too hot, but I was sitting here making the strap, and I realized that I forgot to film and tell all of you. I did find 2 more skeins. This is what they're looking like. The strap is probably going to take up like half of the skeins. But I'm almost done with the strap. And I realized I forgot to tell you. But like I said, I did luckily find 2 more skeins. This is my last skein of the, I believe it's Coffee in Loops and Threads, which I'm a little upset about because I kind of wanted to use this color for something, but I only had 2 skeins and that wouldn't have been enough anyway. Hopefully one day soon I'll be able to get some more Loops and Threads yarn, but for right now, it is what it is. I really wanted to finish this bag because I want to use it. Even though, like I said earlier in this video, I am going to be making a smaller version to carry my stuff in. But I think this is going to be my regular project bag to take out with me, you know. I think this will be really good because no one will be able to see what's in it, and it's, you know, a decent size so that I can have, you know, a bigger project in it, because I mean, sometimes I don't like taking bigger projects out with me if it's like, you know, if I'm running around, because I don't have, either my project bags are too small or too big. I, at the moment, do not have anything in between, right? something that's big enough for me to stick, let's say, the sweater that I'm working on with the puzzle yarn. You know, something that size. Sorry. I'm kind of not feeling well. All right, I finished it. Here we go. This is what the strap looks like. Now, the way I'm planning to do it is sew it from one end of the bag and do the same thing on the other side. Let me grab the bag. Hold on. Okay, so here's the bag, right? Now, luckily, I do have more yarn, right? Because I didn't get to do the flap as long as I wanted to. But that's okay because I was going to do it first and then I decided no, because I want to put the straps on the bag and then see how long I want to make it. Because like this, you can't really get an accurate feel, right? So what I'm planning on doing is the strap. I want to sew the strap over here. So the strap, I want it to be sewn in the center. And I want it to be sewn like that. So it's going to, number one, be way sturdier because it's going to be anchored onto the bottom. Can you see that right? I'm sorry. It's going to be anchored like that and then sewn not only like around like this, but I'm going to try and like do something in the middle where it's more secure. Not like the market bag, because I don't know if I want to do the kind of like X shape, but I'm going to figure out how to do it and then I'll let you know. But yeah, so I want to like anchor them into the bag so that it's more secure. So I'm going to sew it like to the ridge here that we created when we did the fold. I want to sew it onto there and then sew it all the way up to the top. And then once I do that and I'm able to pull the flap over, I'll be able to know if I'm going to add a length, how much to add. But it took me about close to an hour to make the strap. But at least it's done, right? Now, on this side, what I want to do is leave enough of a tail so that I can use that to sew. And then on the other side, I have a little bit of a tail that I can use to sew the bottom on. And then also, you know, the rest of it, I'll just tie on another piece of string and then tie it to the bag. To the other, sorry guys, I really should be taking a break, but I wanted to show you this first because like I said, I was gonna come on before and show you that I found the yarn and that I was going to sew, going to do the straps, and I completely forgot because I'm just, you know, my head's like somewhere else right now. I was a little dizzy but it's okay. I just wanted to show you. Here's the strap, and I know it looks really, really long, but the bag is kind of deep, and I wanted to do it from one end of the bag, like from the very bottom of the bag up. So that whole, what, I think it's 9 inches. It's 9.5 inches. So imagine 9.5 inches of the strap. So this much of the strap is going to get sewn onto the bag. So really, this is all you have. This part right here is what's going to be useful. Like, what's going to be used. And, you know, like, you're going to see it's enough to, like, put it cross body once it's on the bag. But, yeah, I finished the strap, and I think I'm going to take a break. And, take something for my pain and just try to relax a little bit. And I'm really hoping that I can get this bag finished by tomorrow. Simply because I want to use it. And, you know, I might have to use it as my regular bag first, because I do want to make another bag. And actually, I'm going to be using the brown because I got brown from Walmart, and I want to use that for the other bag. So I have, you know, now I have it marked off. I know where to pin it onto the bag. And when I'm done, I'll come and show you the finished bag before we close out this video. And it might be a long video, so I'm sorry. But I will see you in just a few minutes. Or really just a second for you. Hey everybody, so I finished it. It's not my best work. I did this side first, and I don't know. I did the other side a little bit differently. You can tell it's like pulling a little bit. And I did this side a little bit differently, so it's not like pulling as much. I could have made the flap a little bit wider. Maybe closer to the edge. But for my first try, I think it came out pretty nice. I do like the way the straps are. But I don't know. You tell me what you think. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. And once it starts being used, you're not really going to notice it. But once I make another one, I am going to change it a little bit. Here's how it looks. I made the strap nice and long so you can use it as a crossbody bag. Like, it fits this way. Hold on. Okay, sorry for the mess. What is that? Oh, the basket. Sorry, guys. But this is what it looks like. And see, it goes over. So it's nice. It's not too long. I can reach the bottom. The strap is nice and wide. And this is what it looks like. And if you look inside, I mean, it's pretty solid. I think that, like, the way I did it, you know, the straps, I didn't want to make them any wider. I just got to get better at sewing them on. This second side went on a lot better than the first side. So, It's just practice. Hold on. So this was the first time that I ever sewed on anything quite as long as this. And, you know, it's all done in the round, right? So when you're sewing it on, it's like very hard to, when you first do it, to have to sew, because you can't really, like, you're sewing it, you can't really like see where you're sewing, you know? It's kind of hard to explain, especially right now, but I love the way it came out. Obviously, it can be better. I do have to work on the pattern and figure it out a little bit, but I do love the way it came out. I know that when I make it a little bit, see this was the wider one, right? So I'm going to make one that's not as like wide as this one. And it will probably be the width of the strap itself. So it'll be a little bit easier to sew on the next time, because it's going to be directly onto the entire side. So it'll be a little bit easier to maneuver, if you know what I mean. And you know, the flap will also be a little bit bigger. There were a few things that I learned with this one, like exactly where to like to mark the corners all the way up as I go, so I know exactly where the corners are. But again, this one did come out a little bit too big, and that's fine, because like I said, I like the way it came out. It was a good learning experience, and you know, if you write patterns or you make your own things, you know, you know that there's a level of a learning curve that's there, where you sometimes the first one you make doesn't come out all that great, and then you make a second one. Sorry, that's better. You make a second one, and the second one always comes out better. So this was my first time making this kind of a bag this way. So it's going to take maybe, I think, one more try, and I'll be able to get it the way I want to. I'm not sure, but I do love the way the strap came out. And it was the perfect length, I think. I chained 145, I believe. Because again, I did like sew it onto the side. And yeah, that second side looks so good. First side, not so much. But again, no one's really gonna notice once you're using it. You know what I mean? I did pull on it a little bit too much, trying to straighten it out. And that's what happened. Like, it got a little like cinched more than it should have been, but it should also work itself out once I start putting heavy things in it and, you know, start using it. But the bag is finished, and I'm tired, so I hope you like this video. We finished the bag. I think it's wonderful, and I can't wait, because like I said, I have doctor's appointments coming up, so this is going to be a very good bag for me to take with me. And I can just put about everything that I have to take in here and not have to carry like a bunch of different stuff. So, and I can put it around myself, you know, and that's a little bit easier when I have to walk around or get in a lift or something like that. But anyway, the bag is finished. Let me know what you think. And we will be recreating this and working out whatever little kinks there are to it. But I think that for my first try designing this bag, I don't think it came out bad. You let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope everybody has a great day. And y'all have been so kind to watch my videos and subscribe. And I'm very grateful. Even though I'm not feeling that great, I still want to keep, you know, doing videos. And making stuff, because honestly, this does make me feel a little bit better. I might be a little bit slower right now, but I still want to keep doing this because it's something that, you know, helps me it makes me feel a little bit better. It's hard dealing with everything that I'm dealing with and being all alone. So making pretty stuff and sharing it with you guys does make me feel better. So before I start crying and, you know, really, sorry, my emotions are all over the place, but I just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, for subscribing, and let me know what you think of the bag. Let me know if you like it, or if you have any suggestions, on what you think I could maybe do a little bit better. But all in all, for my first bag that I created, I think it came out pretty nice. I did not I did not write the pattern down. But it's the basic idea that I used for my tote. So I will be writing it down when I make the second one and making whatever adjustments I have. And, you know, I'm hoping that I will be able to get this pattern up and a lot of my other ones up before the end of the year. If all goes well, hopefully I'll be able to do that. And the V-neck sweater that you saw in the last video, I was able to get yarn. I had a gift card for Walmart, and I ordered some yarn on Walmart. I'll show you what it is in the next video. And it's a nice, beautiful 3-weight yarn, Easter colors. And I'm thinking that I might make that sweater next week, so that I can have something pretty to wear on Easter. You know, I just wanted to say thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can hit that, you know, subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. But for all of you who have stuck around and have subscribed and watched my videos, I just want to say thank you. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.